So far, we have seen how to process a bit moderate size data using pandas as well as polars. Now it is time for us to process the same data using same problem statements using PySpark. When it comes to PySpark, first you have to create Spark session object. This is additional overhead. When it comes to Spark with pandas and polars, you don't need to do this. You just import the library and then you can move forward to actually take care of data processing. But when it comes to Spark, you have to create a Spark session object. So this piece of code will create Spark session object. Keep in mind it will take some time to create a Spark session object. Now the Spark session object is created successfully. Once the Spark session object is created, the Spark session object contains attribute called as read. Using read, you should be able to invoke CSV. As part of CSV, you can specify the folder directly. You don't need to specify any patterns. As each of the files have header, we have to say header equal to true so that the column names are derived from the header of each of the files. And also we need to use infer schema equal to true so that the data types are rightly aligned with the actual values in the respective columns. That being said, let's run this. It will take some time to process the data and create the data frame. The data frame name is nothing but car_sales. It took 6 seconds just to create the data frame. Now we should be able to perform the count by saying car_sales.count. It took 0.7 seconds. So far to get the total number of records in our data frame, it took 6.7 seconds, 6 seconds to create the data frame and then 0.7 seconds to get the count. Now let's run this. We have imported count and call here. Here I don't know why it is highlighting in red. You can ignore it. Car sales is our data frame. We can invoke group by on top of car sales like this and then use ag to get the sales count. Let me also say sum. For that I have to import sum also here. Sum, then sale underscore price dot alias total revenue, then comma at the end of the line. Now it looks good. First we need to run this, then we need to run this, and you see it have ran successfully. Sales by state is ready. Using sales by state, I am invoking order by to sort the data, where data will be sorted in descending order by sales count. Now let me run this and see the outcome. The outcome is as per the expectations. Texas is the top selling state and the count is nothing but 1.29 million. That being said, when you closely review the output, when it comes to total underscore revenue, it is displaying using scientific notation. To ensure the data is formatted properly and data is displayed as float numbers, we have to use 2 pandas. Then you should be able to see the outcome as per the expectations. Even when I say 2 pandas, it is still showing in a scientific notation only. Probably I might have to add additional keyword arguments or whatever it is. But for now, we can live with this. We don't need to worry too much about displaying the data in correct format. The data is sorted in a descending order by sales count as per the expectations. That being said, when we use PySpark to get the total count, it took 6.7 seconds. 6 seconds to create the data frame and then 0.7 seconds to get the count. When it comes to getting sales by state, it took 8 seconds. 6 seconds to create the data frame and then 2 seconds to get the sales by state. That being said, when we compare PySpark with Polars, the readability of the code is more or less same. Only additional step is creating the Spark session object. After creating the Spark session object, the readability between PySpark and Polars remains more or less same, but when it comes to the performance with moderate size data, Polars outperform PySpark by miles. Now it is time for us to go through the details about when to use what. I'll also include cloud data warehouses because they also play a vital role when it comes to data processing on top of these 3 popular Python libraries.